Perfect. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sinfully Delicious with me, Jennifer Shabat, and Liam Phillips. Thank you so much for joining us. And please do ask your questions if you have questions. If something feels really heavy or wonky for you, please say something, because many times I've been on calls and I didn't really say something when there was something wonky there. And there's usually something really heavy there that can be shifted if you actually talk about it when it comes up. So it'd be good to do a couple clearings. So just to start out with, so everything that you decided this call, all of the decisions, judgments, conclusions, projections, and expectations you have about this call, even the ones that you may not be aware of, will you guys destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And in case there's anybody on that doesn't know anything about access, that little blurb I just said is the access clearing statement. And to hear more, you can go to www.theclearingstatement.com. Basically, it just, whatever the energy is that comes up, the clearing statement helps to clear it all away.
Can I just interject there with the clearing statement?
Yep, please do.
I spent a lot of time in Japan, and they were like clearing mad. Can I have a clearing for this? Can I have a clearing for that? And what was really coming up was that if they said yes with enough force and intensity, they thought that their lives would change, and that's not really what the clearing statement is. So if a no comes up in your reality, like we can talk about the no, yeah, and we can go around the no and find a different pathway to create something different. So it's not about saying yes and then thinking, oh, everything is going to change, because these clearing statements are not really designed to, they are designed to clear stuff, but they're designed to give you an awareness of where you are sticking yourself. So by saying yes to it, what you're doing is you're saying, yes, I would like the awareness. Yes, I would like the change. And if a no comes up, then that's like a but. So every time that you say, like, I'd like to go out with you, darling, but I've got to wash my hair, everything before the but is really, you destroy the but. So it's actually a no. So please say no because that's the heaviness, and we can work with that. We can't work with a yes that is a lie, because you can't change a lie. And I guess that's where a lot of this stuff about sin comes up, is that so much of it is based on a lie. So everywhere where you brought anything around sin as being true and real, would you now be willing to recant, rescind, revoke, claim, renounce, announce, destroy, and uncreate all of that, please?
Yes.
Across all lifetimes, all space, all dimensions, all realities, and even in your dreams. Good, bad,
Yes.
right. Jen, back to you.
Cool. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what inspired this call. And it actually started from one of Shannon O'Hara's call, The Money Come. She asked a question. She said, what can you sin at today? And I had that question playing in the back of my mind as I was going through my day to day, because I was like, well, sin doesn't really play a role in my life. I kind of yeah, right. It's not really significant. It doesn't really impact me at all. But the more things I did, the more things kept coming up that I'm like, oh, that's a sin. Oh, that's a sin. Oh, that's a sin. So what are the things that you've decided, or not decided, but how much is sin playing a role in your life that you're not willing to acknowledge?
Yeah.
And everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive that in totality, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And one of the things that I really noticed myself doing is, like, especially with my children, there was this energy of like punishment. Like when they would be doing something that I had decided was a sin, I had this like energy of punishment behind it. Or if my hubby was doing something that I decided was wrong. So anything that I decided was wrong, it's like I had this punishment energy behind it. And I'm like, whoa, that is not cool. And I really want to change that. And I notice how much it creates separation in all of my relationships. So,
Yeah. So how many of you guys are punishing yourself with, the sins of the father, everything that is, would you now be willing to destroy and uncreate it all?
yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, or nine, short, boys and beyonds. And how many of you actually enjoy punishing yourself and punishing others? I know for myself, I seem to spend a lot of time thinking and feeling and emoting and punishing myself with stuff that's not even real. So, wow, that's really friggin' heavy, isn't it? How many of you enjoy punishing yourself? Apparently a lot of you do. What's the joy of, the joy of punishment? It's sort of like the joy of failure. Everywhere where it's a joyful thing to prove your point of view that you are wrong. You are so frigging wrong, and you can't get it right ever. So that's the joy of punishment. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about the joy of sin and the joy of punishment that keeps you from the chaos of being you, and everything that is, will you now destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, nine, short, boys and beyonds.
And how many? Sorry, I was just going to say, how many feelings and distractor implants are we using to enforce the wrongness and sin on ourselves and on others?
Oh, none.
And everything that is, can we destroy it, uncreate it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, puckle, nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Go ahead.
And just for the benefit of any people that haven't done much access, a distractor implant there are 24 in all, and mainly they're based on emotions. So some of them are like anger, rage, fury, hate, blame, shame, regret, and guilt, and that's all to do with religion, basically. Fear, doubt, a lot of these really yummy sort of emotions, and every time we go into those, they feel really light and fluffy. Yes, no, and so they distract us from being the lightness that we truly be. So when we're functioning from distractor implants, we're not really being who we be, because every distractor implant is designed to cover up the potency of who we be. Now, when we talk about blame, shame, regret, and guilt, and doubt, and fear, okay, all of these have to do insanely a lot with religion and spirituality. You may have noticed that in religion, there is a lot of shame, blame, regret, and guilt, and they're specifically designed to stop you from the potency of being you. And so every sin, and in the Christian religion, every sin, which is, the gluttony, I can't remember them now, but those 7 deadly sins are all based around those distractor implants of doubt, fear, blame, shame, regret, and guilt, and anger. And so whenever you go into any of those, you're easily controlled, and your potency and your potency of being is basically dampened down, or you're distracted from it. And potency is this place where you can change anything. That's what potency is. It's the ability to change anything. And then when you're in these distractor implants, when you're working from the basis that sin is a wrongness, then you have no place to change and everything stays the same. So that's some interesting information about distractor implants.
Yeah. And how much potency are we refusing with the sins we are choosing?
Oh, I'm glad you took that right out of my head. Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, all nine short boys and beyonds. Hit it again, because you're right next to me. Just there.
To the stair. So how much potency are we refusing with the sins we are choosing?
And everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, all nine short boys.
Again, how much potency are you refusing with the sins you are choosing? And everything that you destroyed and created.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, buckle, nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
And we could do the opposite. How much? What was the clearing again? It's just blown my brain.
Oh, how much potency are you refusing with the sins you are choosing?
How much potency are you refusing with the sins you are refusing? And everything that is, will you now destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, all nine short boys and beyonds. How many of us are refusing to be sinful? Because if we were sinful, then we would be punished.
Yeah.
And everything that is, will you now destroy and uncreate it all?
Yeah.
Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, all nine short boys and beyonds. And how many of you have done so many sinful things that you go straight to punishment because you know you're going to sin anyway? Everything that is, you're just jump ahead of the queue. Oh, I'm committing a sin, I'll just go straight to punishment. And then you don't even get the joy of the sin or the fun of it. Everything that is, will you now destroy and uncreate it all?
Yeah.
Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, all nine short boys and beyonds.
Yeah. Like how much are you punishing yourself and your body for the sins of your past?
Huh?
And everything that is, can we destroy it and create it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good,
Good,
bad.
bad, right, wrong, pop, all nine short boys and beyonds. I'm going to be your pod pocker.
Okay.
Again, Jen, that was great. I didn't even hear it the first time, and I'm facilitating the bloody class. Sure.
I was kind of wondering today, like, would sins even be relevant if, like, we didn't live in a predictable reality? Like, what do predictable realities have to do with sin? And it's like, sins are predictable in the sense that if you commit this sin, this will be your punishment. And like, especially the Greeks, they actually had like a specific, if you commit this sin, this will be your punishment. If you commit this sin, this will be your punishment. So I wonder if sins would even be relevant if we weren't creating a predictable reality.
Yeah. So all the predictable realities of sin and punishment, can we now destroy and uncreate all of those?
Yeah.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, all nine short boys and beyonds. But please, I'm just going to step this side. I am now a participant. Jen, can you please run that clearing that was before that about the body? Because my body heard it, but my being was like committing some dreadful sin somewhere.
So how much are you punishing yourself and your body for the sins of your past? And everything that is, times a godzillion, will you destroy it and create it?
Yes.
You gonna pun puck?
Oh, no, I'm a participant at the moment. Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Oh, well, and I kind of came up with a clearing from that predictable realities thing, in which you basically did pretty much the same one. So like, but like, how many predictable realities of sin and punishment are you using to create the separation you are choosing. And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy it and create it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, huckle, 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Like, we not only separate from ourselves and our potency and our capacities, it's like we also create that separation in our relationships. It's like, as soon as I decide my hubby committed a sin, I'm like, whoop. I separate, and then I want to punish him for like weeks, you know.
There is an interesting question down at the bottom, and it says, who said we have to have sin to have fun? I don't know who said that. But I get the question there. Are sins fun for you? Would be a good question to ask. A lot of stuff that is in my own reality is, when I consider it a sin, there is some fun attached to it, but I am waiting for the punishment, and I'm almost predicting that as the reality that's going to occur if I do choose to sin. And how many of us have really bought the point of view that sin is a wrongness? Sin is not a rightness or a wrongness, it's just part of this reality. So everywhere where we've made sin a rightness or a wrongness, can we now destroy and uncreate that good and bad, right, wrong, pop, all 9 short, boys and beyonds?
Yeah. And it was interesting when I was doing a little bit of research on like the word sin. One of the translations of sin is actually just missed the mark.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it's like, what if it's basically just implying that like we can make choices that will contribute to our creation, and we will make choices that will contribute to our decay, but none of them are right or wrong. They just are. And every choice creates something. It's just a matter of what is your choice creating, and what would you like to create?
When you said that definition, what came up for me was, it was just missing the mark. Yeah. So it's like it's a sin to lie, but it's only a sin to lie if you get found out. So you've missed the mark. Yeah. How many of us have that as it's only a sin if you get found out? And then we spend all this time trying to keep it undercover or keep it secret or hidden. And of course, if you're living with anybody that is at all psychic, they just pick that up. They pick up that energy of secret. So what if you were willing to actually make all your sins so infinite that nobody could ever even perceive them? And everything that is, can we now try and uncreate it all?
Yeah.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, all 9 short, boys and beyonds. Infinite sin.
And everything you've done to make your sins shake you, and everything you've done to hold it in your body, will you now destroy and uncreate and dissipate and release all of that now too, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, puckle, boys and beyonds. And in case anybody isn't aware, SHIKU stands for secret, hidden, invisible, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, and undisclosed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're implants and explants, and implants are things that are implanted in your body. They're ideas, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and they can be also physical implants. And explants are the same as implants, but around your body. So how many explants do you have holding in the implants of what Jen just talked about, all the SHIKU implants that are holding it in your body, all the explants that are holding the implants in place? Can we now destroy and uncreate all of those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
I just noticed a comment in the chat here. Someone said, something about not standing up for the truth came up for me with a load of icky energy. Truth. So my question would be, Like, is it not standing up for the truth of someone else or the truth of the church, or is it not standing up for your truth?
The truth is, how many of you have been churchgoers or ministers or nuns or saints or whatever in another lifetime, and you're still standing for the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Will you now destroy and uncreate all of that, please?
Yeah.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, iron, shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, that truth is a really interesting one. Is truth solid and real, or is it as, or can it change? It can change, yeah, because if you look at your life, and you know, what was true for me when I was 7 years old is not necessarily true for me when I'm years old, and so things do change. Is there anything that actually is true and real? I remember Gary talking, I think it's in the Bars DVD, or in the beginning of the Foundation Manual, that when he first started Access, what he found was everything that he thought was true and real was actually a lie or an implant. So everything that you think is true and real that actually isn't, that you're trying to stand up for, would you now be willing to recant, rescind, revoke, reclaim, renounce, announce, destroy, and uncreate all of that?
Yeah.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, iron, shorts, boys and beyonds.
And all of the oaths, vows, swearings, fealties, communities, commitments you made in any lifetime, space, dimensions, reality to stand for the truth, will you now revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all that?
Yes.
Cool. Right, wrong, good, bad, boys and beyonds. I'm predicting that you're going to do my pod and pock.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is getting better than that.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
can we just extend that? So all the vows, oaths, fealings, blood oaths, swearings, and commitments in any lifetime, space, dimension, and reality to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Can we now destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, iron, short, boys, millions. Because if you have that running in the background, what it means is that you have to judge yourself constantly. That because you have to always get the rightness of that truth. And if it's not true for you, you're actually defending a lie. So how many of you are defending a lie that you don't actually have to defend? And all of us. Oops. Everything that is, can we now destroy and uncreate it all? Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, iron, shorts, boys and beyonds.
Yeah, and one thing I became really aware of recently is how much, like, the more we make something real and true, it's like the more we like contract it and condense it. And a lot of people also have the point of view that the more heavy and dense something is, the more real and true it is. But there was a brilliant question that Liam asked me the other day. It's like, how much space can you create around this? So it's like, how much space can you create around all the truths and lies? How much space can you create around sin and judgment and wrongness? And what would that create?
Yeah. So we were just talking about defense, and you know that energy, yeah? When somebody, I was talking to Monica last night, and I was trying to defend something. I can't remember really what it was, but and that energy comes up, and there's just like, and your eyes are going all over the place. You're not really connected with your body. You can feel this barrier sort of coming up between you and the person, or for me, like last night, it wasn't me and Monica, it was more me and me. There were I was sort of like just in this compartment. So when that energy comes up, you know that you're in a defensive position, and you're in your castle, your drawbridge is up, and you've got your arrows pointing out of the little slits, and you've got, you know, all the soldiers at the ready just in case anybody is going to breach your defense. When all we're defending is what we've decided is a lie or the truth. And if we were totally vulnerable and just brought space to that, how much more ease could we have with our bodies, for starters? So when you're in that defensive position, what if you just stop for a moment? And why not just right now, unless you're Reed Garcia and you're driving in your car at 1,000,000 miles an hour, like just isn't technology just brilliant? I mean, like, you can be driving along and still participate in a class these days. It's friggin' awesome. Just close your eyes for a moment and just have a sense of your body sitting on the seat, or if you're lying, or if you're having sex. Oh yeah. And just feel your body, and then just bring all that space of nature, all the space of the planet, all the space of every molecule to your drawbridge, to your castle, to anything that you are defending, anything that you're defending to the death, anything that you're defending to the death of your body, the death of your money flows, anywhere where you're defending the death of your relationships, and just bring space to it, like there.
Yeah.
Just notice how much more ease. You can open your eyes now. It only takes like a minute just to bring it's instantaneous really, but we've brought this point of view that time is real and it takes a little while. But the more you exercise bringing the energy, the space and consciousness to the barrier or the defense or the sin or the truth or the lie, it starts to dissipate, because you start to step into the reality and out of this reality. And the reality includes all of this, but also it's like so much bigger and so much more expansive that you can stay set in concrete for too long.
Sorry.
Cool.
Ooh, I'm too spacey now. Maybe we should have waited till the end to do that one.
Oh my God. I've only got 14% left on my computer. That will be the end.
Ah, da, da, da. Yeah, even like defense is like the same as resistance. Like for me, at least energetically, I don't know, like what your awareness is of that. And like a lot of resistance came up every time like I would think about this call or go to like do this call or promote or anything. There was always that resistance that kept coming up. And I really kept asking, like, what is this? And what if we don't even have to know what it is? We don't have to know. We could just bring space to it.
Yeah, and that's a good point. So many of us are trying to figure it out in our brains so that we can clear it or bring space to it, rather than, let me just bring the energy, space, and consciousness to this.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just starts to dissolve.
Mm-hmm.
I know this morning it was funny because Jen said, "Oh, I totally got the time wrong," and I was upstairs in bed going, "Oh my God, you know, I've got my distraction call on at 8 o'clock, and it's not. It's actually at 10 o'clock." And so I was misidentifying all these energies, but just half an hour beforehand. Before I came on this call, I just went, this is just driving me batty. I'm going so much into my head here, trying to work out what I'm going to say on my telecall in 2 hours time. and it wasn't even the telecall, you know. So what I did was I just started to bring the energy, the space, and the consciousness, and literally bringing it to my body, because my body was starting to feel that resistance and reaction in it, and it was starting to tense up or tension up. And when you notice that, that's a good time to bring that energy, space, and consciousness to it. A good example of that is when you're in the dentist. Have you ever been in the dentist and you're just holding onto the chair so tightly? And when you actually bring the ease to your body and you relax, your jaw opens up and all the thoughts start to go out of your head, of all the distractor implants of, you know, fear and doubt and all of that jazz.
Yeah, no, that jazz. So I wonder, like, for everybody who is on this call, did you have any questions or any specific sticking point, or what pulled you to this call? What is it that you were desiring to get out of this call?
I can say something. This is
Cool.
Monica. I am interested in where sin and the ideas of sin have been used against the body. And so really specifically, all of the ways that we abuse the body. I would love to hear more what you guys have to say about that.
Wow. Well, Jen and I have been talking about that quite a lot in our chat messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, do you want to lead on this one, or?
You go ahead.
That's our way of saying, I don't know what to say next.
Well, okay. So I guess it's like, how much has sex and sexualness and the body been vilified, especially in the like the story of the original sin? It's like, if you are in a body, you're a sin. Like, so like, what have we made so vital, valuable, and real about the original sin of being a man and being a woman with a body that keeps us? What am I doing? Oh yeah, that makes sex wrong and relationship hell.
I'm going to clear that one. Everything that is, can we now destroy and uncreate it all, please? Good, bear, right, run, pop, pop, all nine short boys and beyonds.
Yeah, and it's like, how much has sex and sexualness and those pleasures of the body and hedonism been vilified? So anywhere where, like, all the church, colleges, university, academies, and anything else that you guys created or were a part of or still connected to, that vilifies the joy and pleasure of bodies, sex, sexualness, and anything else like that that I didn't say.
Orgasm.
Anything else anybody wants to add?
I do have one thing I would like to say.
Yeah.
Two things that are sticking me.
Can we just clear that first?
Yeah.
And then
oh yes, please go for it.
House, destroy, and uncreate all that times a gazillion. Right.
Good and bad, right, pop, pop, all nine short boys and beyonds. Yeah. So please go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm in and out of school right now, so I'm just trying to get to a quiet place. Two things that were sticking me that you guys touched on is always making myself wrong for everything. It almost goes into like an all day thing sometimes. And then the second one was, I find that I really love bodies, but most people, I guess, don't, or it's rare for people to love bodies. So it's just really cool to like recently discover more about that and become more aware of that recently. So yeah, I guess those are just the top two things.
Yeah.
Well, what's your question?
Do I have a question?
Well, actually, what you just spoke to is a huge contribution, because part of this call is to invite you guys to playing more with this. And over the next, I'm not sure when we're going to start, but Jennifer and I, actually, it was Jennifer's idea. It's just brilliant. We're looking at over 30 days or so, is to really indulge in these sins, and a lot of them are connected with the body. And each day there will be a different sin for you to play with. And we're going to be doing lots of videos and clearings and all sorts of other weird and wacky stuff around that, so that you actually get to physically change this in your body. So you have a lot more access to your body and actually come out of judgment of your body and start stepping into the joy, the orgasmic joy of having a body. So I'm incredibly grateful for, I don't know who that was, for bringing that up, because that's the next step. You know, like, this is a short call to invite you into being more of that in your life. And we have a program that's coming up shortly that, if you choose it, would allow you to play with those energies even more so.
Liam, may I add something to that?
Yes, Ruth.
Because I've been part of this conversation to some extent, and that I have, so I've been trying out some of the things that have been suggested.
Do that crash test dummy.
And it's really changing my reality. It's super, super changing everything, really.
Yeah. Can you give us an example at all, or?
I think so. I mean, one of the biggest sticking points, well, the thing that we all used to fuck each other over and ourselves, is judgment. And the thing about sin and judgment, they're so heavily interrelated. They're pretty much one and the same thing. So by giving myself the permission, that the exercise of going for it with whatever it is, being a bit I've been a lot more saucy lately, for example. and I've just like realized it's actually really easy to choose, and I don't know quite what was in the way before, but just because we've been talking about it and clearing stuff, all kinds of yummy possibilities are turning up in my world. And it's actually I'm noticing a lot more flow in all areas of my life as a result of choosing that. So
how does it get any better than that? And I did notice that you did a very, very weird video the other day, and it was amazing, because I don't think you actually say anything on the video. You just be the energy, the space, and the consciousness. And I was, because I'm a numbers man, I was looking at the number of watches that you had on that, and the last count that I had was over 1,100 people were interested in watching someone just be. And like, that blew my brains out. How does it get any better than that? And in order to do that, you really have to be willing to lower those barriers, those defense systems, and come out of your castle and actually see the light of day. And what a gift that is to people. So as you start to come out of the judgment of your body, as you come out of these sins, how much more contribution can you be to creating the reality that is in allowance of everyone and everything and judges nothing. A little or megatons. It's who we be. So everything that doesn't allow that, can we destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short, boys and beyonds. Yes,
I'd like to add something to what I just added. My addendum to my addendum. So what I wanted to say was that the other thing that I've noticed, it's been part of what has freed up possibilities, creations that I've been choosing and creating for a really long time. They have like just plopping into my reality as a result of choosing to be the freedom that I truly be with my body, for example, which
cool.
I think is pretty amazing.
But
yeah, go on.
That's part of when we get over these sins as a wrongness. The ask and you shall receive reality can become the reality, and because everything that we're asking for is just like there. So if money is just there, energy is just there, relationship is just there, sex is just there, fun, joy, everything is there. And if we're willing to ask, we can receive it. And at the same time, we have all of these points of view about, how many of you have got the point of view, ask and you shall receive is actually a sin. Like, holy fuck. Everything that is, can we now destroy and uncreate it all? Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short, boys and beyonds. Like my mum used to say, ask and you won't get. And I've seen it with kids all the time. They ask and it's no, and in the end you stop asking and you stop receiving, and you've been made so wrong for asking questions and asking for what it is that you desire. So everything that just brought up, everywhere where you've made ask and you shall receive the ultimate sin, will you now be willing to recant, rescind, revoke, reclaim, renounce, destroy, and uncreate it all, and return it to sender with all the consciousness of the universe attached?
And a little sexualness in there.
Yes, a sexual fuck you. Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, iron shorts, boys and beyonds.
Yeah, and I mean, for those who may not be aware, if you've done enough access, you might already know. But sexualness is actually healing, nurturing, generative, joyful, expansive, creative, and orgasmic. So why wouldn't churches and cults and all those people desire to squash that? Like, that is a potency, that is a power, and that is a way that, witches, the witch hunts, they were healers. And were they potent sexually? Of course they were. And how much did they get shut down?
All of us. If you're on the call, you're probably a healer somewhere in some aspect of your life.
So everywhere you decided healing is a sin. Can you destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, papacal, 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And anywhere you may have been crucified, killed, stoned, tortured, punished for being a healer in any lifetime, space, dimensions, reality, will you now revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create all that, and dissipate and release anywhere you're holding it in your body? Right, wrong, good, bad, papacal, 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
Cool. It's getting close to the top of the hour, so has anybody got anything else that they would like to bring in before we hit the non-record button and go off and commit lots of daily sins?
Yeah. What can you sin at today, guys?
What would you recommend?
Well, what's your biggest sticking point? Like if your biggest sticking point is that money is a sin, well, how can you sin with money today? If your biggest sticking point is your body, how can you sin with your body today? And everything that doesn't allow you to choose it. Can you destroy it and create it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, Buckle 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
That is so funny. There's still such an energy on the word sin. Did you notice that just everybody was just like dogs watching television? Oh my God, I can't sin with money. Oh my God, sin with body. What does that mean? Oh, I have to go and fuck everybody. Oh my God, what? Ah! And all of these predictive realities start showing up of what you've decided will occur in the future if you do sin. All the punishment, everything that we've been talking about this morning suddenly came up in that momentary silence. That was so cool. Thank you, Jen.
Yeah.
You just pushed everybody's button.
Woo! And I'll keep pushing. Yeah, so it's like, how many predictable realities of sin are you creating? Or are you using to create the punishment you're choosing?
Yeah. And everything that is, can we now destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pop, popcorn, ice, short boys and beyonds.
So how many predictable realities of sin are you using to create the punishment, limitation of you? There's something else there, but everything that is, will you destroy it and create it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong.
Yes.
Pop Huckle 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. It's funny, somebody just kind of popped in the chat basically saying that in order to sin, or in order to not sin, they basically have to like live in a cave, because anything that's joyful, any joy of the body, anything that brings you joy is considered a sin.
Oh, is it actually a cave, or is it the
Can I
torture?
ask a question, Jen?
Yeah, go ahead, Chelsea.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just got that actually everything magic, all magic is sin. So being magic is sin, being healing magic, being the magic of like just creating things, you know, on like a magician or a witch. You're just
Witchcraft, yeah.
totally dead, bad, scary, like, oh my God, my whole world is contracting. Yeah, don't like it.
Let's do a clearing on that, because Jennifer was talking about order. Order and chaos are two energies of magic. Order creates a density, and chaos creates this lightness of possibility. So what have you made so vital and valuable and real about the order of sin that keeps you from the chaos of magic that you truly be, and everything that is, will you now destroy and create it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short boys and else. I just want to extend that to include the body. So what have you made so vital, valuable and real about the order of sin? And that could also include all of the religious orders that you've ever been in, that keeps you from the chaos and vitality of the magic of you and your body, and everything that is, can we now destroy and uncreate it all?
Yeah.
Good, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short boys and beyonds. One more time. What have you made so vital, valuable, real about the order of sin that keeps you from the chaos and vitality of the magic that you and your body be, and everything that is, can we now destroy and uncreate it all? Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short boys and beyonds. Just recently, I had the awareness that that sin is created so that we go into separation, and then when we separate our bodies from other bodies, we actually start to destroy our magic. Our bodies, when our bodies get together, this is one of the cool things about the access body processes, is that we put our hands on other people's bodies, and we start working with other bodies. Our magic isn't just our magic. Our magic is the magic. And when you start stepping into the power and potency of your body, and also including other bodies in on that, you start stepping into the reality where there is no separation. And this is one of the gifts that Dane has been with the maestros, for the Symphony of Possibilities, is that he had to, for him to start to expand into something even more, to bring the reality, for that to be more of a possibility. He had to have more people that were willing to start stepping into that energy, and using their bodies. And so he can pull all of these other energies that people are willing to be, and their bodies are willing to be, to create something so much more quote unquote holistic.
Wow.
So that last clearing, if you run that a few hundred times, you might start coming out of the order of sin and start going into the chaos and fun of magic, and also come out of the separation. That may be one possibility. And I'm watching myself on the screen, and there's a big lag in the time. It's really interesting.
Oh, stop sinning, Liam. You're not allowed to have fun. The lag time must be pretty minor, though. I don't really notice it too much. That's funny. Cool. Oh, anything else?
Monica just posted that clearing in the chat if anybody wants to copy.
Monica, you're so brilliant.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
How is ask and you shall receive a sin?
Well, I was talking a little bit about that beforehand, and I did mention, like my mum's point of view was ask and you won't receive. So every time that I went into asking a question, it was always a wrongness for me to ask.
Okay, I get it. Thanks.
So, and sin is basically anything that you do is wrong from somebody else's point of view,
Right.
that you make your own. So, yeah, everywhere where you've done that, will you now be willing to, thank you for the question, will you now be willing to destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, pop, all nine short, boys and girls. And also, because I'm sure there's a lot of people on the telecall that have had kids too, anywhere where you have perpetrated that on your kids, Jennifer. Did I say that? Will you now destroy and uncreate all of that? Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, pop, corn, iron, short, boys, meals, or on your partners, or on your family, or on your business partners. Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, pop, corn, iron, short, boys, and beyonds.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like when I first started looking at that, I didn't want to let it go. It's like somewhere I had made sin right and perfect and good and necessary in order to get my children to behave.
Wow.
And everything that is and everything that brings up, can we just try and create it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, puckle, nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Like, what else is possible behind sin? And what else is possible beyond making people wrong and punishing them?
Yeah. Wow, there's so much energy on all three of those: sin, wrongness, and punishment.
Yeah. And like, have we decided that everything that we were ever made wrong for, anything that we were punished for, is a sin?
Yeah. Oh my God, how many of us have done something brilliant, amazing, incredibly creative, and somebody made it wrong and sinful, and so you cut off your awareness and your creative juices. Wow. And also lock that into your body as a dis-ease. Oh, everything that is, can we now, I'm going to cry, everything that is, can we now destroy and uncreate it all?
Yeah.
Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, all night, short boys. That's a good place to finish, because I'm gonna go and have a big boo-hoo now. Oh my God, those poor bodies.
Cool. So is there any kind of question or clearing that we can kind of leave them with, Mr. Liam?
Yeah, I would like the people, if they're willing to run that last one. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about the order of sin that keeps you from the chaos and vitality of the magic of you and your body and everything that is? Can we now destroy and uncreate it all? Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pop, short boys and beyonds. If you run that, you're going to run it 30 times a day for 30 days and see what shows up.
Can you say it one more time, please?
Without working it out. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about the order of sin that keeps you from the chaos and vitality of the magic of you and your body and everything that is? Can we now destroy and uncreate it all? Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Jen and I haven't discussed this, but like, if you have enjoyed today's video, please pass it on to other people, because I get that it will assist in changing a lot of stuff. There's a lot of clearings in there. Just tell them where you got it from, or send them to we'll put it up on YouTube at some stage too.
Yes.
And like, let's get this stuff out there into the world so people can have a different possibility.
Yeah.
So how can we share the call, Liam?
We'll send you out an email, everybody, and then we'll give you some instructions on how to disseminate that, or
Sin with it.
sin with it. Yeah.
Thanks.
No problem.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Great.
So Jen, I've got like 3% left on my computer, so it's time for me to go.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And
Thank you very much.
Charge your computer up for your next call. It's in an hour.
yeah, I'll have to. Right. Cool.
Awesome.
And
thank you.
thank you for everybody coming on the call. Just amazing. The contribution that you be just by being on here, your questions, your energy that you be. Even if you're in funk, it won't last forever. Go out and commit a sin today. What sin would be fun for you today?
Brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
That was brilliant.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You can unmute yourself all and give us all a big clap, and give Jennifer a big clap. I think it's one of her first calls that she's done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Woo!
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.